Hannah Yeoh's new portfolio in the government was in the headlines today, with several people commenting on criticisms against her. Meanwhile, Rafizi has spoken out about the new economy minister. Stay tuned for this and more on Kini News. Zahid Hamidi responded to questions about Hannah Yeoh's appointment as minister in the Prime Minister's Department for the Federal Territories today. This was what he had to say about the matter.
Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said the appointment of Hannah Yeoh as Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for the Federal Territories with Law Soo Phui as her deputy would not undermine the Malay agenda in the Federal Territories. He said Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim had taken various factors into account before making the appointments. According to Bernama, Zahid said all major decisions are brought to the Cabinet for deliberation and are made in accordance with existing provisions to ensure the interests of all parties are safeguarded. He stressed that the matter should not be viewed through a racial lens, noting that the Madani government upholds inclusiveness in implementing national agendas, including in the Federal Territories. Zahid said that although Yeoh is a DAP representative, her track record during her tenure as Youth and Sports Minister showed no racial agenda. He added that leadership in the Federal Territories remains intact, pointing out that the Kuala Lumpur mayor is Malay and that Kuala Lumpur City Hall remains the main implementing agency in the capital. He also assured that the Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Ministers, including himself, will continue to jointly monitor developments to ensure the national agenda is always accorded priority. The cabinet reshuffle earlier this week saw Yeoh reassigned from Youth and Sports Minister to Minister in the Prime Minister's Department overseeing the Federal Territories.
Yesterday, Anwar had also defended his decision to appoint Yeoh. Commenting on his pick, Anwar said having a Chinese minister does not mean Malays would be marginalized, nor would a Malay minister only safeguard Malay interests. He also addressed complaints from PAS over the appointment.
Past statements on Wilayah Persekutuan. You want to be a national party, working for the people. You can express, Hannah, can you assure us they will protect the interests of the Malay poor? I can accept that. But to reject a person because of her color or race, this is atrocious in this days and age.
From now on, you can also listen to Kini News on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us.
Still on the topic, Yeoh had made history with her appointment as Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for the Federal Territories. However, other than the responsibilities for the position, she is also expected to face other challenges.
Yeoh is the first Chinese and first non-Muslim to hold the portfolio since the post, and its various iterations were first created in 1976. But the milestone comes with new challenges on top of the existing responsibilities of the job. While Kuala Lumpur, one of the 3 federal territories under Yeoh's watch, is a diverse city and Malaysia has touted a message of unity for decades, the Segambut MP's race will be a major obstacle in some of her duties. This is especially on matters concerning Kampung Baru and other Malay pockets in the capital. Since the announcement on the cabinet reshuffle, there has also been some backlash over her appointment. PAS has played on such fears by highlighting the ethnicity of Yeoh and her new deputy, Law Soo Phui, as well as that of Housing and Local Government Minister Nga Korming. UMNO's Secretary General Ashraf Wajdi Dusuki had also called on the government to address concerns about why 2 Chinese now helm the Federal Territories portfolio and what will happen to Bumiputra in the city. He also urged the government to respond to questions about local council polls. As the de facto Federal Territories Minister, Yeoh will also be the Cabinet's representative in the Federal Territories Pardons Board. Although any decision by Yeoh in the Pardons Board will be the government's position, it will likely be viewed by critics and supporters alike through the lens of her party allegiance.
Moving on to the Economy Ministry, Rafizi Ramli has shared a tribute to his successor.
Former Economy Minister Rafizi Ramli today paid a nostalgic tribute to his successor in the cabinet, Akmal Nasir. In a video, Rafizi highlighted the new cabinet member's dedication and determination to achieve goals. Rafizi shared how Akmal had repeatedly reached out to him in 2009 while he was attached to the Selangor Economic Advisory Office. Rafizi said Akmal had submitted his CV twice, but both applications were rejected as he did not want Akmal's strong academic qualifications to go to waste. However, However, Akmal persisted and sent his CV a third time, prompting Rafizi to accept him as his officer that year. Rafizi also reflected on Akmal's performance during the establishment of the National Oversight and Whistleblower Center and subsequent investigative works, highlighting several high-profile efforts. Rafizi added that Akmal played a key role in reviving PKR's presence in Johor Bahru from early 2014. In the video, Rafizi also revealed that Akmal had sought his advice after being informed of discussions about his potential appointment to the cabinet.
Akmal tanya pandangan saya dan saya ingatkan beberapa perkara sahaja. Pertama, jawatan dan pangkat ini adalah sementara. Kalau kita ambil sesuatu kerja, buatlah sehabis yang baik. Kedua, pujian dan makian orang tidak bantu kita di akhirat. Hanya kerja yang ikhlas dan baik yang boleh jadi pahala. Dan sebab itu saya kata jawatan menteri dan timbalan menteri itu adalah satu jerat. Kalau kita culas, tidak amanah, kita yang akan dijerat. Kalau kita rajin, ikhlas, kerja kita ada kesan kepada masyarakat, maka ia jadi jerat yang baik untuk mendapatkan pahala.
If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe.
The AGC has told the public not to speculate on the Durian Tungau shooting. This is to preserve the integrity of the investigation. The Attorney General's Chambers has urged the public not to speculate on the shooting incident in Durian Tunggal, Melaka, which had resulted in the deaths of 3 individuals. In a statement today, it warned that assumptions or the dissemination of unverified information could undermine the investigation and erode public confidence in the justice system. It said the investigation into the case is still being conducted by a special team of the Royal Malaysia Police at Bukit Aman. Therefore, it added the integrity of the investigation must be preserved. At the same time, the AGC said that anyone with information, recordings, photographs, or evidence related to this incident is encouraged to come forward and fully cooperate with the authorities to ensure a thorough, objective, and factual investigation. The AGC also assured that any prosecution decisions will be made based on the law and acceptable evidence without influence from external pressure or public sentiment. Previously, on December 16, the AGC ordered that the investigation into the incidents be reclassified under Section 302 of the Penal Code, which involves punishment for murder. Inspector General of Police Khalid Ismail also assured that the police will carry out the investigation with integrity and in accordance with the law to ensure justice for all parties. A PKR youth leader has hit back at Ahmad Fadli Shari over his remarks about the promise of reformasi being officially buried. Let's take a look at what he said. PKR Youth Deputy Chief Nabil Halimi has turned the tables on past Information Chief Ahmad Fadli Shari, accusing him of an unremarkable stint as the Shadow Youth and Sports Minister. He extended his condolences to the Pasir Mas MP for being part of Perikatan Nasional's Shadow Cabinet, which he described as shadows without substance. Nabil pointed out that Fadli had failed to present any constructive national ideas related to the youth and sports portfolio. In a statement, he said that as the Shadow Minister, Fadli should provide input on the government's efforts to create opportunities for young people, such as the appointment of Sungai Petani MP Taufik Johari as Youth and Sports Minister and Miri MP Chu Chun Man as Deputy Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture. He added that these appointments show that PKR Youth, under the leadership of Kamil Munim, is very proactive in empowering youth roles in government administration. Nabil's remarks were made in response to Fadli's condoling the death of Reformasi after Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim announced the new cabinet lineup, specifically highlighting that he retained the finance minister portfolio. In a Facebook post, Fadli said the important reform promise has now been officially buried and gave his condolences to the current government. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm John. Thanks for watching.